welcome to the Tom's River Show. Pat Amelia here. You there? That's why I do this show, because I know you're sitting there. Now, today I'm in the Hudson Media Studios. We had a meeting up here and normally do this show. Actually, I flipped it. I did my city show on the Tom's River set, and now I'm doing the Tom's River Show on the city show set. But we had a meeting up here. I had to be in the North Bergen studio instead of the Seaside Heights, so you get an idea what the city show looks like. But at least I got my buddy here. This is the mascot for the Ocean County Library. We had this from a Shore Show taping. That's going to be starting up pretty soon, taping on the boardwalk. I got my Coin Castle cup. Now, don't forget everything on the bottom of the screen. Love us on Facebook, like us on YouTube. Actually, subscribe to us on YouTube, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. Download the live stream app. That's where we archive all our programming, and it's free. And there's a lot more programming than just our stuff there. But download that, and you got all the social media. It's on the bottom of the screen. If you need some help with consumer issues or a Tom's River municipal issue, send me an email. There's a lot of issues right now. It's getting very expensive to live anywhere. Tom's River, we're going to talk about it today. There's a cut in the school budget. You're dealing with inflation. The quick check on Route 37, gasoline is $4.19 a gallon for regular. It goes up a little higher in other parts. You're dealing with shrinkflation. For that matter, I don't have my coffee today. I already drank it. I got my Gatorade. You go to Shake or ShopRite, and you get your Gatorade. I have the Gatorade Zero, so I'm watching my girlish figure here. The price of the Gatorade has gone up to $1.49 a bottle. And it used to be a 32-ounce bottle. Now you're getting 28 ounces for the same price. If you start looking, and there's a lot of things they're downsizing, which is now being termed as shrinkflation. And, you know, somebody actually did it with Doritos chips. Somebody actually counted the chips, and Doritos has cut back 5 chips per bag, still charging the same price. What Gatorade did, and they took 4 ounces away and raised the price 30 cents a bottle. So it is getting very expensive. Everything is, everything that happens is related to energy costs, whether it's diesel fuel or gasoline. Everything in your house, everything you touch, even this little guy here, at one time or another was on a truck. The plant that built him uses energy. There's electric, gas, whatever it is, there's energy involved. Until we get a handle on that, for that matter, the Fed just raised the interest rates, we got a problem. But let's break for commercial. You're watching the Tom's River Show. I'll be right back.
Stevens Jersey City Ford, certified parts and service located at Route 440 and Communipaw Ave, is your #1 source for Ford and Lincoln automotive needs. We use certified Ford Motorcraft products to keep your Ford running in top shape. Motorcraft parts are backed with the Ford warranty, which includes a 2-year unlimited mileage guarantee. Our team will have the right Motorcraft part to ensure the best performance from your Ford or Lincoln. You can order in person at the parts counter or online. Let us help keep your Ford or Lincoln in the best shape at Stevens Jersey City Ford.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. I'm back with my little buddy. Look at his name. It is. He got a name for this, too. It's probably one of the few things that's operating good in Ocean County these days is the library. I can't say that about the commissioner board, but we're jumping the gun. Let's talk about the school budget. We just did a piece on the city show. That covers Hudson County. Predominantly, Jersey City is the biggest city in Hudson County, so we kind of focus a lot on that. They just announced that the budget was cut $68 million for Jersey City. And Jersey City's been getting cut for the last 3-4 years. Tom's River was just cut $4.3 million in its budget. And as I've said many a times, Tom's River is like a mini Jersey City. What's happening in Tom's River is happening in Jersey City, or it already happened in Jersey City. You know, you can easily have Mayor Fulop in Jersey City run Tom's River because it seems just to follow what happens in Jersey City, Tom's River. And almost everybody from Tom's River is from Jersey City. Everybody in Tom's River, I should say, has a direct connection to Jersey City. It was announced today, gotta get used to my mic in front of me, that the New Jersey City school budget may get near $1 billion and will cost the average property owner in Jersey City an extra $2,600 a month. This is on top of last year's $1,000 a year increase. What did I say, $2,600 a month, $2,600 a year. And we just got a boost in Jersey City, $1,000 a year. And the year before that, I think it was about $600. So it is getting extremely pricey to live in the Gold Coast city of Jersey City. But the same things are happening in Tom's River, just not on the same dollar sign scale. And what needs to be done is we need to get a handle on the cost of the schools. I know everybody wants good schools for the students, and I'm all in favor of that. Most of us came from the public school system. Many of us did better than I did. I have two daughters. One's a PhD. The other one has multiple degrees. They came from the public school system. We have good school systems. It was never a case that anybody in the school system, at least as I recall, wanted for anything. One of the problems we have in the school system is that we have so much responsibility on the school system. With so many mandates and so many courses, if we just get back to the basics, reading, writing, and arithmetic, we'll probably be okay, That kind of education created the internet, put people on the moon. We did pretty good with our school systems, but we're overburdening these school systems, and it's causing expenses. Somewhere in the not-too-distant future, a large portion of your tax bill, and it very conceivably could be about 75% of your tax bill, could be just the school itself. Forget the municipal, forget the county, which is both of those are going up. At least Tom's River held the budget flat this year. Tom's River will become unaffordable. Jersey City is quickly skating right into unaffordability. As much as we try to create affordable housing, when the school budget is so out of whack that we're looking at raising it, 60, 80, $120 million a year. In this case, what they're looking at is almost a $200 million increase in Jersey City. These are the same things that are affecting all the school system. What needs to be done? It can't be just done on a municipal level. What can the municipalities do? Yeah, you do your best with shared services. Try to find out what's going on with the school system, who's working there. Even if we just went in and exempted the school teachers, the actual school teachers' salaries, say, all right, we're going to exempt these from this review. We want to know every other expense that the school system has, because there is way top-heavy. One of the problems we have with the top-heavy, and I'm not even reading my notes now, I'm just going, why do I write these notes? But I'm kind of taking these from the city show. One of the problems we have with our school systems and the expenses is so many school districts. I think right now it's 686 school districts in the state of New Jersey. You know how many municipalities we have in the state of New Jersey? It went down one. It used to be 565, it's down to 564. We had two little towns that merged. We have more school districts than we have municipalities. There is a problem, because there's redundancy in all of these school districts, and we get funding from the state, but all of these school districts are getting funding also. And every one of these school districts, I think it was a couple of years ago at the Tom's River Show, we were talking about the superintendent's pays, how many I forget the enormous amount of superintendents there are in the state of New Jersey, because each one of these school districts has got to have a superintendent. And not only is there a superintendent, guarantee you, there's 1, 2, maybe 3 deputy superintendents or assistant superintendents or whatever classification they use. Example of how top-heavy the school system is. We don't need 680 some odd school districts. We have 21 counties in the state of New Jersey. Maybe we should have 21 school districts, because every one of those districts There are expenses. There are school boards. There are superintendents, as we just mentioned. There's pensions. There's salaries. There's vacations. There's health costs. And no matter what town or city or borough you're in, when you're paying state taxes, you're getting hit. Whether you're in Jersey City or Toms River or not, you're still paying those school taxes for the municipality. Until we can get a handle on that, and it's got to be multi-pronged. Yeah, probably better than three-pronged. We need the forensic accounting of our local school systems. Because in Toms River, what's the combined budget now? I think it's like $730 million between the municipality and the school system. We need a forensic accounting. I'm confident Toms River will get that because there's some tension on the council. So the council is going to be questioning a lot of expenses going forward. There isn't a lot of that when it comes to the school board. We need a forensic accounting. And as I said, exempt the teacher salaries. We're putting the teachers on the side. Don't worry about those salaries. I want to know every other expense in regards to the Toms River. You want to know every other expense when it comes to the Toms River school system. Because unless you're watching this, this is going to eat up your home budget. Because the school systems are out of control. You have the problem with the state cutting the budgets, but really, is there an issue? Are these schools this expensive? Because I know this is going to be, in Jersey City, the homeland for Toms River people, going to be a huge issue for Mayor Fulop there. This should be a huge issue for Mo Hill in Toms River. Mayor Fulop in Jersey City is going to have to stand up and say, all right, we need to know everything before you present us with a damn near billion-dollar budget. Same thing has to happen in Toms River. You have to know every expense. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching the Toms River Show. I'll be right back. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights. Your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments. Carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants. All major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712. We're back. Toms River Show. Pat Amelia here. We're talking about the school systems. You just got cut, and I think it's $4.3 million from the budget. Is the budget too high? Is your money being used properly? We don't know. There needs to be some sort of an accounting. How can we help the school systems? And one of the things you can first off is try shared services. In Jersey City, I keep going back to Jersey City, but believe me, what happens in Jersey City will happen in Toms River. Mayor Fulop he's getting involved with shared services from security to garbage, whatever the city can do to offset the expenses for the school system. He's doing. So there isn't a redundancy between what the school system is doing and what the city of Jersey City is doing. Something that should be looked into, because you're paying for both in Toms River, the same as Jersey City people are. You're paying for your schools and you're paying for the municipality. Are you paying twice as much as you should? Possibility. Let's look into where redundancy is, where you can have shared services. That one spot you can look at to deal with the expenses here. How do we even go about funding the schools? Why are certain people or certain industries paying in school taxes? I know it's a society thing. The best we can educate the young, it will guarantee a better future. Yeah, that's all well and good. But the school funding has been the same system forever. There's a huge difference between how we're funding schools now in the cost as opposed to what it was in the 30s. And, and the people in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, they were good educations. Like I said, they put people on the moon. They invented the internet. Velcro, NASA, that all happened from people that came from our school systems. Who should be paying schools? There's a question there. Should businesses be paying into the school budget because it's a society thing? They're not getting any benefit out of that, right? They have no children in there. Should childless couples and singles be paying into the school budget? Any skin in the game. They don't have any kids. Should seniors be paying? They paid all those years when their children were in there. they're out. Parents who send their kids to private school, should they be paying a school tax? Probably not. They're already paying the tuition. Not-for-profits. They're exempt from all taxes. Why shouldn't business be? It goes on and on as to, who should be paying in. And with the attitude is, well, if your kids went to the school, you're 70 years old now, but you had kids in the school at one time, you should continue to pay. But what happens if they move out of state? So that argument doesn't hold water. Who should be paying? There's many things we need to look at here. Now, I know we're not going to change how you pay school taxes, but what you really need to do is figure out what's happening with the school taxes, how they're being used. Get a forensic accounting in there. We have to know whether it's in Toms River or Jersey City, Manahawkin, wherever it is. It's a problem that's happening all over the state, and it's something that has to be confronted. Maybe it's time for an overhaul on how this is handled. I know the state just put in, 3-4 years ago, the new funding formula, and it seems to upset everyone. I don't know how they came up with those numbers. Were the municipalities involved saying this is what it costs to do things? In Jersey City, right now, I think it's $27,500 to educate a student. In Toms River, it's a little less than $17,000. Is $17,000 too much? You got 30 kids in a class. At $17,000, there's a lot of businesses that would like to have that kind of revenue. These are all the things that have to be looked at. All right, let's shift gears. Shift. That's enough with the school. Toms River. The political scene in Toms River, you have two Toms River, there's really no Democratic organization in Toms River. Outside of that 4 years ago when some Democrats won over the development issue, Democrats pretty much are non-existent. The Ocean County GOP, for a longest time, was one of the most respected organizations in the state. Toms River, you had the Toms River Republican Club for 30, 40 years. Since there's been a change in leadership, since George Gilmore had to resign when he got jammed up, there's been a degrading of the Ocean County GOP. Frank Holman, who was the chairman for a little more than a year or so, I guess, didn't do a good job with the Ocean County GOP. And nothing more exemplified how poor of a job Frank Holman has done with the Ocean County GOP is when they just had their meeting on Route 37 at the Days Inn, is it? The Quality Inn, whichever one it is. They actually had armed Toms River police officers at the door, armed at all the entrances. You know who they were stopping? They were worried about the media coming in. They were worried about the media and the average voter coming in. So they got, I don't know who paid for the Toms River cops. I'm sure one of the local news agencies will be looking into that. And I'm sure somebody will come up and say, oh, we'll pay for it, don't worry about it. That was misspent money, taxpayer money there. Why does the Ocean County GOP, after years and years of that being open, the media could walk in, cover the event, the public could go in and watch the event, the committee people would do their vote, it was open. The Frank Holman Ocean County GOP wants to work in the dark, behind closed, armed doors. They don't want you knowing what's going on. Forget about transparency. There is no transparency when you have armed police officers at the door because you're worried about the media reporting on what's transpiring with the vote. There's a lack of leadership in Ocean County. Now you have a vote coming up for the chairmanship, and Frank Holman is stepping down. He can't step out fast enough. If you put Frank Holman on roller skates and shoved them out the door, it wouldn't be fast enough where he can go to Kansas City or top of a mountain somewhere where he can hunt rabbit or wherever the hell he hunts. Right now, you have two names that are attached to the chairmanship of the Ocean County GOP. One is Mike Mastronardi, your sheriff, a cop's cop. I don't think Mike, I didn't talk to him. I should actually reach out for him to find out, do you really want to do this? Because I'm sure he doesn't. And I know there's media reports that he sure doesn't want to do it. That leaves us with George Gilmore, the former chair. And we can't get George Gilmore in there fast enough. Because, we come back from commercial, we'll touch on just how dysfunctional this has become again, has become with the Ocean County GOP since George Gilmore left as chair. All right, we're going to break the commercial. You're watching the Tom Rivers Show. Be right back.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer a Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
We're back. Pat Amelia here, Tom's River Show. We're going to finish up with the GOP here. Like I said, it's looking more and more like George Gilmore is going to come back as the chair of the Ocean County GOP. And as fast as I said, we can't get Frank Holman out, we can't get Gilmore back in. To take once we roll Frank out, let's roll George right in. How bad has it become in the Ocean County? You've had boroughs and towns that split away. You have Tom's River, the county seat, with 2 Republican clubs. The commissioners are split. Look what's going on with the Ocean County commissioners. You got like a takeover there with Jenny, Quinn, and Bobby Joe. They got their own agenda. You knocked out a guy like Carl Block, forcing him to retire because you want to go in a different direction. Guy's been with Ocean County probably before there was an Ocean County and does a good job. I've had some issues with Carl Block, but I respect what the guy has done. Problem is, nobody has any respect on the Ocean County commissioners now. There is actual Ocean County government managed by politics. And that's a bad witch's brew there. Ocean County needs Gilmore back for stability and respect. Let's do a little quick hits here. We're finally getting out from under the cloud of COVID. And then I get an email about what's called stealth Omicron. And it was detected in New Jersey at the end of January. This thing is growing in New Jersey, stealth Omicron. So I started texting some of the health department I work with. And sure enough, they were aware of it. It's not bad right now, but if you look at China, they're in lockdowns over there. You just know this thing is just going to just mushroom up again. So probably when we're all getting ready for spring and summer, this will continue to grow. We're not sure if our vaccines, I'm vaccinated, got 2 shots and a booster. Now they're talking about a 4th shot coming up. I would like to put this in our Omicron, COVID, coronavirus in our rearview mirrors. As I said earlier, there will be no tax hike in Tom's River. Good job by the town council. Good job by Mo Hill. But I almost guarantee you every fee in Tom's River is going to go up. Whatever license you need, whatever permit you need, whatever you need, that's going to go up. It is almost impossible for a municipal budget to stay flat right now with the inflation we're going through. And it's getting worse daily. You go to the supermarkets, either, like I said, with the Gatorade, they downsized it and they raised the price. You have empty shelves in Shaker. When I'm down there, I go to the Fisher one on Fisher Boulevard. Used to be Perlmutter, now it's Shaker. There's empty shelves. The prices are high. Everything's high. Gasoline is incredibly high. That's going to hurt the tourism season. I don't care how you look at it. When you're looking at gasoline, and there's talk about this really spiking up again. Price, a barrel of crude is down to about 100 a barrel. It was up at 130 not long ago. Year and a half ago, it was like $30 to $50 a barrel. Ever since, I don't know, point everything at Biden, but he's the guy. Ever since he's been in here, we're no longer self-sufficient energy-wise Oil is going up, through the roof, and everything is attached to energy. I have nothing against the green dreams or the green project. Just that technology is not here yet. We don't have the infrastructure for electric cars. Scotty Kilmer, if you're a car guy, you watch him on YouTube. He said if California, every car in California right now was electric, they'd need 2.3 million charging stations. We don't have the infrastructure for that. We don't, there's a lot of charging stations, by the way. Plus, it takes too long to charge the cars. You're not going to sit in a charging station to get a full charge for 2 hours, where you can pump the gas. And the cars are far more cleaner. There is a night and day difference environmentally, say in my youth of the 70s, than today. And we're going in the right direction. We keep throwing this green dream on the United States, where China and India and the rest of these countries are doing what the hell they want there. Ocean County St. Patrick's Day Parade. I'm surprised the parade isn't dysfunctional. It was canceled because of bad weather. They're going to have it on April the 2nd in Seaside Heights. It's really a good parade. It's almost like a second bite of an apple for the businesses, the bars predominantly in Seaside Heights, because there were a lot of people roaming around. The day the parade was originally scheduled, they had the green caps on, so they had the spirit of St. Patrick. They were hitting all the gin mills there. Seaside Heights, the Seabreeze Motel, I think that's number 6 now. And the Coral Sands is coming up, that'll be number 7, are going to be demoed and replaced with condominiums. Now, in Seaside Heights, there's a big change going on. Mayor Vaz wants to get away from the Jersey Shore, the Sleeside reputation, and he looks at the motels as one of the causes, and he's probably right. There's a lot of cop calls going to these motels. We probably need a better development plan in Seaside Heights, because what's happening, most of your parking lots have been sold, because it's easier to develop there. You don't have to do any demo, but you need a good piece of land to build these condominiums or the motels. So that's what's happening. We're building on the parking lots. The end of the month, 33 Hamilton Avenue is before the board to get the variances to build there. Most of your parking lots are either for sale or have been sold. So when they build on them, all that parking is gone. So we've lost probably in Seaside Heights, which is an economic engine for Toms River, probably about 350 to 400 short-term rental spaces. Parking spots, probably the same amount. And the sad thing is, as Seaside Heights changes, where they demo like the bungalow, the 1-2 family home, and they build these 3-family condominiums, they're also built 8 feet off the ground. So that gives them garage parking. What that also gives them is the driveway. So now, not only have you lost the parking lots because they're building on them, you lost the street parking because of the driveway aspect of the garage, because they're building them up 8 feet high. It'll be interesting to see where Seaside falls in the next couple of years, because parking is going to be at a premium. What's Seaside do? Did they start charging parking on the other side of Central Avenue? Did they jack the price of parking up? That may cover their budget, but you're losing parking between the new construction and those parking lots for 500 cars at least, and that's going to have an effect on Seaside Heights. All right, I'm out of show. You be good, you be safe. Hopefully spring will get here and we don't get any stealth Omicron. I'm Pat Amelia. I'll talk to you next week. Good night.